Yo, what's poppin' guys, Sizzle here, and today I'm going to be doing a beginner's movement guide for Mario Kart DS. So, let's just go into a time trial stage, and first I'll explain some really basic things about characters. First off, as you can see, this is Try Bones. I'm playing this in a hack that isn't exactly perfectly optimized, so you won't be seeing a lot of the animations and stuff. But just know that for like 99% of tracks, Dry Bones in this thing, the raw BLS, is a pretty good choice. Here's a message from Peak Alex where I basically asked him, what's like the best stuff to use, and that basically explains it for you. The best bounce stat, by the way, means they bounce the least, meaning they get the least amount of airtime. So that's useful for some tracks, but generally, Dry Bones kind of does everything for you. Like no character has a bonus speed stat or anything like in other games. So generally, you just want to be using Dry Bones with this thing on like 90% of tracks, unless you look at that message and find one of the exceptions. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be using Luigi in it because I need animations to showcase some of the stuff I'm talking about. So give me a sec to get to it. There you go. Alright, so I'm going to quickly go to the stage that can help showcase stuff, and yeah. So, first things first, you're probably wondering what do you do at the start. After the 2 disappears, you hold A. There you go, you got your start boost, or maybe when 2 is about to fade away. Still not sure in the exact timing of that, so don't quote me on that. But for drifting, it's actually pretty simple. You don't actually want to mash, like this is me mashing. If you see me mashing, just mashing left and right, you see that takes a bit to get charged. You see that took around like half the time, if even. What you actually want to do is a rhythm, so left, right, like that. Like basically that exact timing. You just want to do it slowly in a rhythm like that. You don't want to be like left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, like that. See, that didn't even charge one. You can basically tell from if you see Luigi's head, the way it's animated, like that, how he turns his head from side to side. You want him to do that 1 time each, and that's how you charge the turbo, which then you can do faster and faster, and eventually you get a perfect rhythm down, and you can do it as fast as possible. So that's basic to drifting. Another thing to note is you can combine what we just learned, the drifting and the rocket start, to do something called a PRB. And as Charles explained, I'm assuming that's how you say his name. Basically, if you do like perfect drifting after the start, you can just keep your speed and literally go over terrain. So if you ever look at like one of the world records or top times for like a Mario Kart track with any off-road, you'll notice they basically just ignore it. That's what that is. If you're on any leaderboards and there's a non-PRB and a PRB leaderboard, now you know what to do in that case. But yeah, I personally am not good enough to pull that off, so I can't really showcase it, but just know that is a thing. And yeah, I don't know what just happened there. I've never seen that before. That was kind of weird. But the final thing is, when you're in the air, you almost always want to be facing down. I actually don't have a message to showcase this one, but Peak Alex basically said just hold forward most of the time. But you don't want to hold fully forward, you basically want a certain angle. It helps you fall faster, but apparently it's not that important. You see, when I hold forward, I fall like that. Right, and that's pretty useful. Hopefully this brings me back. Yeah, it does. There we go. But if I hold, let's say, back, so the down button on the D-pad, I will fall slower. You can see even there, like I'm just falling slower. Loses a little bit of time, not that much. It's not super important for time trials, but generally you want to hold forward a little bit, but not too much. So I'll do it here again real quick. Not here. This is I'm gonna fall off here because I wasn't trying to go there. I'm just bad at the game. But yeah. So just basically hold forward while going down and stuff, but don't hold all the way forward. So maybe like this or something. But you see it still bounce at the end there, so that's just something you have to experiment with. You basically want to get a precise angle, something like that. Mikalik said, I'll probably put in the description a copy paste of the exact message he had for me. But yeah, that's basically all there is. There's also another thing. So for some reason in this hack, time trials isn't optimized, so items can spawn. Right? If you spam the item button, they actually get faster. Right? So you see I got a banana on like 5 milliseconds there. If you're wondering also how I do this, like where I turn around, you just press the forward and backward button at the same time. That's all there is to it. There's no real practical application for that to my knowledge, but I guess that could be useful to know. But you can see items take a lot longer to spawn if you do that. Another useful thing is respawning. You know, if I fall here and I press A as soon as I respawn, you can see I get a speed boost. For comparison, this is what happens if I don't press A. Like right away, if I just press it after, right, you can see that takes a while. Or if I just hold A instead of tapping it the second I touch the ground, which is how you get a speed boost. You can see it's a bit slower, nothing crazy, but it is kind of useful to know for just multiplayer matches, along with that item thing I just talked about. But yeah, that should be everything actually. This game is surprisingly straightforward. Basically, it just comes down to you getting better at those drift patterns, and maybe like hopping off ramps and stuff to get a bit of extra height to go do stuff. But yeah, hopefully this was useful to anyone starting to play this game, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.